Welcome to the Connected Enterprise Podcast. This is Carl Lewis, your host, and my guest today is Toby Zhang. Toby is the CEO of Shop Lit Live. Toby, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Carl. It's wonderful to be here, and thanks for having me.
Great. Well, do us a favor and first tell us about yourself, your background a little bit, and then tell us about the company.
Sure. So I'm Toby, founder and CEO of Shop Lit Live. We are a startup company based in San Francisco, California. We've been operating for a couple of years, and our primary goal is to help brands to find this more interactive live format to help tell their stories, to generate more buzz, more awareness, and also to generate more sales ultimately for our brand partners. I myself have a formal education in engineering. Spent a number of years leading product teams at Microsoft. Previously, also spent a number of years leading a venture capital firm based here in San Francisco as well. Over the last couple of years, took the launch into the startup world and has been a blast ever since. And yeah,
very good. Well, this whole thing of sort of live selling, where did it come from?
Sure. So live selling is the whole idea of this is really it's a real-time interaction that allows customers to engage with brands directly, allow brands to really tell their story in a more sort of easier to digest, easier to consume format, and easier for customers to sort of interact in real time and ask questions to learn more about the products before they buy them. And live selling has been something that we saw since 2015 from Asia, particularly in China. We saw live shopping really took its initial form in China and really expanded over the several years following and became quite a big presence there. And really brands, big or small, have all been sort of embracing this new trend and essentially leveraging this kind of more advanced technologies to deliver this kind of live content to the audience and give the audience the opportunity to ask real-time questions, interact with the brands, and really helping the brands to build more than just customers, but also fans.
It's interesting, and doing a little research, this type of shopping is kind of new to North America, but it's sort of, growing fairly quickly. Who are the followers today, and what types of products are they shopping for?
Yeah. So live shopping is definitely new here in North America. Particularly, we help brands to sort of get familiar with this new concept, this new type of selling, and particularly brands partner with us in a variety of forms. Some brands, pair live shopping with special sales events, holiday events, or new product releases, etc. And an audience that can really be from any of the brand's existing channels or new channels. So essentially, at Shop Lit Live, our technology allows the brands to really monetize any of their existing channels by simply sharing sort of these easy-to-use links to wherever their current audience are. And the audience really just have to one click and directly get led to these live shopping shows where they can purchase directly from the shows themselves. Of course, we also have a mobile app and web experience that really encompasses all of this and really give the audience a channel to sort of discover many brands and many products as well. But in general, we see a variety of brands really becoming familiar with this new format through these special sales events or special releases, holiday events, etc. These are, I guess, some of the early adapters.
What are the industries, the market segments that are really making use of this technology today, Toby? And are there other industries that you see kind of, looking in from the side saying, yeah, I wonder if we should do that?
Yeah, so we currently partner with many brands and retailers in the what we call premium home essentials category. So this essentially encompasses categories like beauty, fashion, skincare, home decor, accessories, etc., where most of the audience are women. And so at our platform, we work with small creator brands or large international brands. And essentially, most of these products are very easy to demo, easy to show in front of the camera, and easy to sort of demonstrate the value of the products and how they're supposed to be used. So these brands and retailers are sort of the early adapters of this technology. But we're also seeing more and more brand partners coming to us from a variety of different industries, such as medical device companies who are interested in using sort of this technology to demo more of a sort of B2B type of scenario. We've also seen sort of pet companies that are looking to use sort of live stream selling as a way to interact with their audience, particularly in the COVID situation, where I guess for their customers to visit them was a little bit more difficult. And it's also very, very cute to see a lot of these sort of animals in front of the camera, while the breeders or the shops are really telling the audience about their pets or pet-related products. We've also seen sort of some sports companies that are embracing this new form as well, kind of with other existing fans, but really interacting with them more closely in real time. And so we're definitely seeing the industry expanding overall, and more brands from all various places reaching out to us and learning more about this new form of selling and partnering with us.
It seems to me like the premium is really on the personal side, right? And the seller is much more identifiable for the purchaser, and the story is much more like their story would be, and that this type of influence is really sort of the connection that happens. How do they do that successfully? As a I guess you call them creators, right? What makes a successful creator is what I'm really asking.
Yeah. So at our platform, when we partner with brands, especially when this is such a new concept, we provide our proprietary network of creators to sort of stream on behalf of the brands to tell their stories. So brands can use our creators to tell their stories, or they can also do it themselves. We have sort of that flexibility for them to do both. And the creator really does it in a way that is very personal, and in a way where the creators are telling the story from their perspective and very unbiased, and coming at it from them having used the product, having had first person experience with the products, with the brands, and sort of sharing their own story and why they think this is a product that they like, or what are some things that the product can do better, right? So, and brands really value that, and so do customers. Customers care about that authentic nature of how this message is delivered, and particularly our creators. We work with them and select them from all various industries, and where they are the subject matter experts of their respective industries. So, for example, in beauty and skincare, we've had sort of creators who are really, really knowledgeable in the space and worked with hundreds of different brands and products. They sort of know the different ingredients and how they're formulated, the various shelf lives, the frequency of application, and all sort of different aspects of a product. They've sort of done their research and have worked in the industry for a long time to be able to sort of deliver their sort of expert opinion on it. And we work with these creators to represent these brands, and essentially brands just can ship samples to the creators, give them time to experiment, and then the creators can deliver this live shopping experience on behalf of the brands.
It's very interesting to me because you just mentioned like some of them are kind of like subject matter experts. That's not the vibe, right, that you get from them. It's very much, I tried this product myself for the last 30 days and here's my experience. And, but they don't seem like celebrities, right? It's not that kind of a sale. It's more intimate than that. And so I guess, typically what you see is kind of like a home shopping network, right? And it's they hold it up and here, take a look at it, this is the product. But there's something different about this type of selling from that presentation kind of style. What's the magic, right, that really makes this different?
So there's two parts to this, right? One is the creators are not necessarily influencers, because if we think about sort of the influencers perspective, influencers are really they have massive followers or a lot of sort of fans around themselves, but influencers may not be sort of great presenters or a great sort of spokesperson for every product, right? And also influencers, the sort of the overall jargon or industry themselves has already been a little bit sort of overused in a sense, and influencers are typically not as deep in their knowledge about sort of different things, different brands or products that they're presenting. But to us, we think of it a little bit differently. Like we look at our creators and sort of how we select creators to partner with us are really based on, their prior experience and what they have been doing in their own personal lives with variety of products in the particular categories, or have they sort of represented brands in a particular category before, and really what are their sort of expertise in this industry that can help us to deliver this really, really knowledgeable sort of opinion in front of our audience when they go live, right? And this is definitely very different from sort of the HSN QVC type of presentation format. Well, first, the format itself, it's fully interactive. It's bidirectionally interactive, which means, from an audience member's perspective, the audience is not just being presented to, but in real time, they can leave a comment. They can, they can interact with the presenter, with the creator, and they can even get invited to the show in real time. So say, Carl, if you are a audience member at my show and I'm presenting a new product, and you have a burning question that you want to ask, and it might be a little bit more complicated than sort of just asking on via text, right? Via comments. Right. So you could request to be a part of the show, and I can accept such request, and you would essentially get co-streamed into the show in front of all the other live audiences, and we can have that sort of fireside chat type of conversation about the product or about what I'm presenting, and that in itself is very interactive, very personal, and it helps sort of for you as an audience member and others to get more familiar, more closer to the product that they're actually purchasing, and which is very different than sort of the HSN sort of format where the audience is just being presented to and left with a phone number to call.
Right. Because I tried to tour around and take a look at a number of different things, it's like a lot of brands, if they want to say, it'd be great to have a teenager speak to the teenage audience, they'll go hire an actor who's really 30 years old and looks like a teenager. We would all like to have that problem. And that becomes their spokesperson, right? A spokesmodel almost. But with what I saw, they're actual teenagers, right? Selling a product when that's what's really going to work. Is it that type of reality that makes the product's claims appear to be much more identifiable with the audience? Is that part of what's going on?
I think it definitely is. So having the right demographic of creator to represent a particular brand, it's very important. So part of the reason why sort of our creators network is very diverse. We have sort of creators that's both male and female, and folks from kind of different ethnic backgrounds, etc. Have multiple different languages, etc., and different age groups, and they all sort of are there in our network, and they can work with different brands. And brands, when they work with creators, they definitely look for those attributes. But in addition to sort of their expertise, and as sort of the platform provider, we definitely help the brands to guide them through and make recommendations on sort of the different creators in our network that suits their particular needs. And that's something that we sort of actively help our brands with.
It's interesting. It's my guess. Now, when I did, my little research and stuff, I did it here on my PC, right? And a browser and all of that. But it's my guess that both the creators and the buyers are using mobile devices, right? Phones, basically, right? To do everything more than anything else. Some of them may be a little more sophisticated, and have a whole studio set up and whatnot, like I do with the podcast. But it seemed to me like the mobile device is one of the keys to this. Am I on base there? Is that true?
It's sort of true, yeah. Mobile has its unique advantage of being sort of carried with the carrier all the time, right? So, everyone has it, on their desks, next to their food, etc., or even bring it, next to them when they sleep as an alarm, right? So the mobile experience is definitely pretty omnipresent, I guess, in the live shopping space, and we embrace it by sort of offering a really great mobile app, both on iOS and Android, for the audience to easily sort of download and they can get reminded for different shows, different creators when they go live, different brands when they have new events, and they can notify through sort of our mobile app when these things take place. And well, of course, we also want to make it easy for folks who haven't downloaded the app yet to also have that fun experience. So anyone who shares a piece of content from the Shopify Live app, for other people to click on it, they don't necessarily get led to an app to download, because that's really that takes a long time. Rather, they're led immediately to that awesome experience. So they get to see the live stream immediately, they get to purchase immediately, and they get to have fun first. And if they like the experience, we have a little sort of icon in the corner that asks them to download. And if they can download the app, they will get some welcome rewards as well. Just a way for us to sort of welcome new customers or new members to our community. So definitely we see mobile as a core scenario in social live shopping, and it's essential part of our platform.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier for us to indulge ourselves today, because it's if you can shop as quickly as you can get your phone, that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But I do notice that it seems to me like it definitely sort of aligns with a younger audience, and as you said earlier, maybe more of a female audience currently. But do you see this changing over time? I mean, it's just like 10 years ago, not everybody had a mobile phone. Now everybody's got a mobile phone, and it's much easier to step into these kind of experiences. And like you said, the applications make it simple. Do you see that changing, where even, guys like me at some point are going to be doing this?
I think it definitely is. So currently for us, right, most of our audience are women. As I mentioned previously, I shop the live. Most of our categories are the premium home essential categories. And our audience is roughly sort of 70-30 split between women and men. And where I think around 60% of our audience is between age 18 to 44. So definitely more on the sort of younger side, the early Gen Z to late millennial sort of age group. But as we see more categories of brands that are exploring live shopping, and those include sort of some of the more iconic brands that has been there for years, and who sort of serve different demographics, even different part of the world, different age groups, etc. And we will see sort of an audience mix changing. And part of our platform also, it's adaptive to that, right? So we offer brands and merchants to be able to sort of host live stream shopping shows on their own, whether it be through a player like a mobile web or desktop web player that they can easily share the link to all of their audiences, or even natively embedding such experience into their website. Right. So no matter where their audience is, what's their what is their demographic, we provide tooling and sort of the technology for brands to embrace this experience natively to where their audience are, and really help them to sort of engage this audience, help the audience to learn more about their brands and ethos, and help them to convert better. So not necessarily just short. Yeah.
Right. So even though today the demographic for a particular brand and their products might not be big users of this technology, they can still take advantage of the technology to put another way of messaging to their audience using this. So that's interesting too. Well, Toby, tell us, how do people get to ShopLit Live, right? So they can take a look at this.
Yeah, so for brands, we really encourage brands to check us out at our website at www.shoplitlive.com, where we share with brands on sort of different ways we can work with them, how our technology enables them to reach more audience, build more engagement, and convert more audience into purchasing customers. And then for customers or for anyone who's just interested in discovering more brands, products, and to sort of try out this new interactive, fun way of shopping, they're definitely encouraged to check us out at the app stores. So either on iOS App Store or Google Play App Store, just search for Live Shopping or Shop with Live, and they will be able to find our app and they can download.
Sounds great. Well, Toby, thanks for telling us about this new, and I think it is new technology, and something definitely a new cultural kind of phenomenon that's beginning to happen. And I'm going to be watching it more carefully than I was a couple of weeks ago. I can tell you that. So thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it a lot. So,
sounds good, Carl. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and for everyone out there listening to us today. Until we meet again, stay connected.